Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos and welcome to Mythic Bloodbound Horror, my guide to this boss, second boss of the raid. Pretty much the same encounter as the lower difficulties. The big difference is this spread mechanic that's going to come out right now, which is going to afflict everybody in the raid with this circle, blood curdle around you that will explode for some damage. It's actually not too much damage, but it does cleave other people that are nearby, so you need to get a nice spread, and it happens right as this frontal cone is happening. So what you want to do is you want to split your raid into two groups, and send half down on the first frontal cone and half on the second. We actually split nine in one group, 11 in the other, because we were having a little bit not enough damage in the second group, a little bit enough damage in the first group, so we did that. There are also 3 harbingers instead of just 2, and what you generally want to do, the beams will always rotate counterclockwise, and they will always be spawned perpendicular to the boss, right? They'll always be shot out of the boss's left and right arms and then rotate counterclockwise. So what you want to do ideally is kill the ad that is clockwisest, if they're all kind of in the same section of the room, and then get pushed counterclockwise to the other ad. So here you can see we've got an ad spawn, right? And what we want to do is kill the 3 over there, and then the counterclockwise beams will push the raid towards this clockwise ad. If you instead tried to kill this one first, then the beams would be rotating into you as you tried to run to the other ads, and you'd either have to go the long way or it would be very bad. So you'd go the long way, and that would be worse than going the short way. So you can see here I'm spawning the beams here as the tank that's in the upstairs, taunting, and I'm basically trying to spawn the beams such that it doesn't cut them off from the ad that they're trying to go to, but also gives them a little bit of time to finish off the ads over here. You want to make a judgment as the tank here, looking at the boss frames, how much health is left on the ones they're currently working on, how much time do I need to give them on that, versus how much should I make sure that they can run freely to the next ad. If those ads that they were working on were still really high on health, I would have wanted to be a little bit more to my left, so that the beams would have had a little bit longer before it got to them. The downside of that is that then there would be a beam in their way, preventing them from getting to that other ad if they were ready to do that. And so that's sort of the calculus you want to be doing there. It's kind of forgiving. Just try and not cut the downstairs group in half with the beam if you can avoid it. As long as you do that, it's not going to be the end of the world. And you want to just kind of all run out. And unlike the lower difficulties, I would say it's better to just stay with your group and be far away from the other group because of this spread mechanic that keeps happening. You just stay away from them, don't worry about it, and stay as kind of a group of 9 or 10 for the entire fight. So here you can see again, the other tank now is going to be spawning lasers for us here. And so see how he sort of gives us a nice little bit of extra time so we can finish off over here. And then pretty soon, we're going to be on the same side of this beam as the next ad that we want to be rotating to. Ursul's Vortex is big here. Ring of Peace is big. Gorfine's Grip, Grasp thing, whatever. Anything you can do to stop these little ads from making it into the boss. If the little ads make it into the boss, it's not the end of the world. It just pulses damage on the raid. But you want to try and avoid that if you can. And do stop as many as possible. Very important that you stop the other ads, the Watchers, from channeling their shield on the boss. But once you can do that a couple times, you are entering rinse and repeat territory. There's no new changes at this point. You can sometimes get a spawn like this where you see we have 1 Harbinger just all off to the side and 3 ads over here and 1 literally 180 degrees around the boss there. Whenever this happens, just kill the big group first. You can send somebody on a hero mission to CC the ads as they're spawning over here. Again, effects like Ring of Peace, Mass Grip, Ursul's Vortex, Landslide, any of that kind of stuff you could send somebody over to go do. I would say don't worry too much about that. Just get done with the ads fast and maybe send somebody early to use. There's Ring of Frost you can see going on those ads. Very potent effect for that mechanic. And then again with the spreads, I would say with the spreads, the rule of the road should be if you're in the front of the group as you're being pushed by the lasers, keep moving so that you can create space for the people behind you to actually have some space. That's something that, sometimes you feel like you're far enough, but you want to keep moving so that you can create some more space for the people behind you, for the slow pokes. And once that happens, the boss will die. As long as you kill the ads, the boss will die. So don't commit too early to the boss. As long as you kick the Watcher, you're probably going to be fine. But I would say it's hard to wipe unless you have an incident with the ads. So sending enough people to just make sure you kill the ads, don't make the call to commit boss when the boss is above 10% or so. Just finish the ads, and as long as you finish the ads, you will win. There's not really much else that can go wrong. You can see here again, we got the kind of 180 degrees away add. So we just want to make sure we finish these clockwise adds as fast as we can. It's okay if you leave one to get killed by the ranged, but ideally I probably should have started on that clockwisest one and then moved to the next one rather than what I did there, which was probably a little bit bad movement, but not the end of the world. It's a second boss. And then you kill all the adds, and you kill the boss, and there's much rejoicing in the kingdom, and then the boss doesn't really drop any good loot, so yeah, that's the bad news. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck out there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.